Brothers and sisters, may peace be with you. I want to give my thanks and praises right now to the veterans, to God, and to those of you who are listening. This right here is the woman that I was talking about, how her civil rights were being not only infringed upon, she was incarcerated. Okay, this woman right here for a DWI for over 8 months. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna let her go and get into it. This is what I have to talk about. So she recently got out because they cannot hold you past 8 months and a half. So 8 months and 20 days. She spent 5 months in solitary confinement and 4 months, okay? She spent 4 months, listen to this, okay? That woman right there, my fucking fiance, she spent 4 months in a hospital where they had to declare her competent, okay? So with this said, now I want you to listen very closely, because this is called civil rights, and this is the reason why we have civil liberties and civil rights. So now she is on probation. Now get this, and this is what I think is very family first. I want to say shout out to my family. It's a big deal. Never give up your freedom. So it was almost as if her lawyer, which was a public pretender — I've had great public defenders and I've met great public defenders, okay? But this man was actually like a public pretender. He was pretending this whole entire time. That's neither here nor there. Now it goes deeper than this. A PI, a private investigator, actually came to her cell specifically to ask if there was anything weird going on in the jail. Of course, she had not been there too long. She didn't, yes, there had been some weird things, but she didn't know what to say. So it gets deeper. And when I say it gets deeper, I mean it gets a lot deeper. So she's in jail. Could you imagine being in jail, okay, for 2 months, speaking to 2 psych doctors for 5 minutes, them declaring you and find out you need to be competent, okay? Could you imagine that? And then you being sent off to a, for all you know, a concentration camp from, we're talking from Central Florida down to Miami-Dade, okay? No visitors, no nothing. She was not able to call me for 3 months, okay? Now it gets deeper than this. So she was declared competent. She was let out just before the 9 months was up. And the reason why she was let out before the 9 months was up, is because of this. Get this. Only because you can only do 9 months for a DWI in the state of Florida where I live, okay? So now they put her on misdemeanor probation, and guess who she has to consult with? And any lawyers out there, anybody that can help me with this, I want to speak to a civil attorney. And I've spoke to 1 or 2, but it's time to really actually start talking about this. So she was harassed. She was abused mentally in these places, and it's sickening. And imagine that, my fiance being your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine that. And she's young. She's very young. Okay? I'm not saying very young. She's in her 20s. My point being is this. Could you imagine going to jail for 8 months not knowing if you're getting out? And then, so in order for her to get out, she was under duress. What does duress mean? It means, let's say somebody strapped a bomb to you, right? And said, you got to go rob this bank or else I'm going to blow you up. That's being under duress. So the way she was under duress is that she had to, what did she have to do? She had to plead no contest. But then when she went to the courtroom, she had to plead guilty, okay? And the attorney named Shane Manship in Martin County was not there. Okay? This attorney has been an absentee attorney. Now, when you have a lawyer, see, this is why we have civil liberties, the right to counsel. So, brothers and sisters, I want you to think about what I'm saying and what's going on in America right now. And not only that, the people who fought for this country, for people to be free, not to be harassed during COVID. It's family, it's bad, and I'm raising my voice because I want you to understand this has not just affected her mentally and emotionally. This has affected me and a lot of people mentally and emotionally, okay? So with that said, family, I'm going to let you go with that in mind. But if there's any comments, anything you could say, I would greatly appreciate it. I want to say shout out to Fox News. Fox News actually suggested contacting a civil rights attorney, in which we have every intention to do. With that said, family, don't take this with a grain of salt, because your rights are being taken away really quick. And this case would not surprise me if it went to the Supreme Court. I am seasoned in Florida law. I know how the system works. You cannot, as you see that American flag behind me, you cannot treat people like this, okay? That is against our civil liberties. With that said, may peace be with you and also with you. Please, if you can point me in the right direction on how I can handle this correctly, I would greatly appreciate it. With that said, peace be with you, also with you. God bless you, and in God we trust. Brothers and sisters, peace.